Most hardcore baseball fans know the likes of Cy Young, Nolan Ryan, Bob Gibson, Greg Maddux, and Roy Halladay, but not many know the great Addie Joss.
Adrian Addie Joss was born on April 12, 1880, in Woodland, Wisconsin, to his parents Jacob and Teresa Joss. As Joss grew, he formed into a tall, skinny frame while also having noticeably long arms. These physical characteristics would eventually garner him the nicknames the Human Slat and the Human Hairpin. At around the age of 18 or 19, Joss bounced around from team to team in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, until he settled with one in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, where he played second base and then pitcher. The Toledo Mudhens noticed his success on the mound, giving him his first professional contract. After 2 years of dominating hitters in the Interstate League, Joss earned a spot on the Cleveland Broncos, later Knapp's roster, out of spring training. At the young age of 22, Joss started his major league career by pitching one of the greatest debuts in baseball history. On April 26, 1902, the Human Slat took a no-hitter into the sixth inning against the St. Louis Browns, finishing with a one-hit complete game shutout. Joss went 17-13 with 28 complete games, a 2.77 ERA, and a league-leading 5 shutouts during his rookie campaign. He followed it up by winning 18 starts and lowered his ERA to 2.19 in 1903. 3 years later, Joss had an ERA under 2 at 1.72 and went 21-6. Following the 1906 season, Joss took an off-season job with the Toledo News-Beat as a journalist of a Sunday sports column. The recognizable voice in the column helped give Joss increased fan support during his holdout for a better salary prior to the 1907 season. Joss settled for a contract worth $4,000. The Human Hairpin reached his peak on October 2, 1908, when he faced off against the Chicago White Sox right-hander Big Ed Walsh at League Park in Cleveland. Joss and Walsh traded zeros all afternoon in arguably the greatest pitcher's duel of all time. During the third frame, a pass ball with Chicago catcher Osei Sugarnos allowed Knapp's top hitter Joe Birmingham to score the going run of the game. That's all Joss needed to outmuster Walsh and toss the second perfect game in baseball history, doing so on only 74 pitches. Joss sparked a new interest in engineering during the 1908-09 offseason, designing an electronic scoreboard that would give fans the ability to know the balls and strikes. He successfully marketed the scoreboard to Cleveland management, who installed the Joss indicator on a new, bigger scoreboard at League Park, which also posted the lineups of both teams on either side of the balls and strikes. Fatigue and a torn ligament in Joss's elbow ended his seasons in 1909 and 1910 respectively, but expected to pitch again in May 1911 following some rest. Unfortunately, before an April 3rd exhibition game in Chattanooga, Tennessee, Joss passed out in the field while chatting with his friend, Chattanooga shortstop Rudy Halusit. During the early hours of the morning of April 14th, 2 days following his 31st birthday, Joss died abruptly, tubercular meningitis. 2 months later, a group of all-stars from throughout the American League, such as Ty Cobb and Cy Young, faced the Cleveland Knaps in an exhibition game to help Joss's widow, Lillian, and their 2 kids. More than 15,000 tickets were purchased for the game, which witnessed the All-Stars win 5-3 in the unofficial All-Star game. More importantly, the contest raised $12,914 for Joss's family. In 1978, 67 years after Joss's unexpected death, the Veterans Committee of the Baseball Hall of Fame eluded the minimum 10 season played rule and elected him into the Hall of Fame. I'll end it with this quote by the Toledo Blade, who best encapsulates the person Addie Joss was. With Addie Joss, baseball was a profession, as sure as that of any other, for it gave recreation to the masses, brought them out of the factories and the counting room into the open air and the sunlight, and made them forget the pretty annoyances in life. Taking his vocation seriously, he was in return taken seriously by the people, who recognized in him a man of more than usual intelligence and one who would have adorned any profession in which he had elected to engage.